Hi, I'm Dwayne Nardacchio with CBMIC, and you are watching CBMIC Backstage TV. We are in downtown Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, for the 2019 ECMAs. And we are sitting with Mike McKenna Jr., and we're going to come back in a moment and have a little chat, see what's up with Mike in the music world. Be right back. Welcome back to CBMIC Backstage TV, and we're sitting with Mike McKenna Jr. How you doing, Mike?
I'm good, buddy.
Good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight.
You too. Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, appreciate it. We just caught Mike down at the breakout stage and had a chance to get some footage of Mike. You did a great showcase tonight. What's been going on with yourself? You've been a busy boy, lately. You're doing a lot of shows and
yeah, I've
music.
been based in Montreal for the last 7-8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously from Cape Breton, but I've been living in Quebec, so I've been touring a lot in the Montreal area around Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone out to the West Coast over the past 3 or 4 summers. So I've been touring a lot across Canada, outside of the Maritimes as well. Mm-hmm. Did my first run of the East Coast US last year, all the way down to Nashville.
Wow.
But almost every year I've been coming back and doing little runs in the Maritimes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of my best ones so far.
That's
This will
great.
be my third ECMAs, and it'll be probably the biggest tour that I've had so far. We had that show at Cape Breton Guitar Night with JP Cormier,
Yeah.
Gunning and the whole gang, and that was a great show for me in one of my first, bigger exposures to Sydney and Cape Breton in my hometown and all that stuff. So
Your latest album is Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest Bound, yeah.
Yeah, Pacific Northwest Bound. Sorry, and you've obviously been touring that music and stuff over the last little bit. Are you have some new music in the lineup now? Are you still writing regularly?
I released that in spring of 2017. So Pacific Northwest Bound has been my first full-length album, and I've been touring that as much as possible the last couple of years. But I've been writing as I go. I wrote it when I was down in Nashville last year. I basically went, but I kind of lined it up towards the end of my tour, so that I could kind of, use writing as a way to kind of decompress after you do 15, 20 dates or something.
Yeah,
like that. You just
sure.
kind of, by the end, you just want to have something to kind of let loose, and you get inspired by being on the road too.
Yeah,
So
experiences.
at the very end, I did some writing in Nashville, and I've been writing a lot in Montreal. So I'm well on my way. If my next album, I'll probably record it in the late fall, I think.
Great.
So that East Coast style of always telling a story. I grew up with that, and I grew up seeing. You guys must know Andrew Doyle.
Oh yeah.
He's a hardworking local musician.
Very hardworking.
He's a family friend. He's a family friend. So when I was a kid, I remember my parents sneaking me into Ziggy's. I don't know, maybe it wasn't as late as I think it was, but I was a little kid, and I remember going in there and seeing somebody for the first time, playing in front, playing guitar and telling stories, and people laughing, and people, and that really got me into that. And I would say almost 10 years ago at Center 200, even before I'd even written my first song, I saw a show with JP Cormier and Bruce Guthrow and Dave Gunning.
Right.
And Gordy Sampson at Center 200.
Yeah, I was there. I
That
saw it was a great show.
you were at that show too. That was a great show.
It was.
And I brought an Australian friend with me, and she loved this show and got a really, she took back that memory as being a big taste in the Maritimes for her. And I remember that at that time, I'd been into playing guitar and singing in front of other people, but that particular show really inspired me to be like, oh my God, the whole singer-songwriter circle is something that I really specifically am drawn to more than anything else musically that I've ever
Yeah, for sure, definitely. You got a lot of touring coming up. I think I'm seeing some dates.
Yeah.
There for the next few months for sure.
I'll be in Cape Breton May 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Dundee Folk Festival. It'll be me and Jordan Musician in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And then Dave Gunning, JP Cormier at nighttime.
Nice.
And then I'm heading back to Montreal. So I'll be going back to Montreal, practicing my band a bit. And then I have 2 shows in Toronto on the 25th at the local. So if anybody in Cape Breton has anybody, friends, family in Toronto, playing May 25th at the local, May 27th at the Cameron House. And then I'll be coming back to Montreal. I play Montreal Folk Festival in June. I play RBC Blues Festival
Big Blues Festival.
in Ottawa.
A lot of names on that one.
Which, when I first started, opening that door to get that festival, I didn't realize how big this festival was. And
It's a monster.
it went from being a humble folk festival to this is a big festival for me.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I'm really excited for that.
Aside from that, all the cool things you got going on, is there anything that Mike McKenna Jr. has in his sights in the near future?
So this conference, I basically had a lot of speed meetings. It's the other side of it.
Yes.
And I basically got to meet with a few booking agencies from the UK.
Yeah.
I got to meet with some booking agencies from Australia. So I would say that between those two opportunities, those are big ones for me.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a pretty good folk and Americana scene in the UK.
For sure. And I was just going to say, you're not alone in that. There's a lot of East Coast artists right now that are kind of got their sights in the UK, and Australia is another popular market right now to tour in. There seems to be a lot of interest in
Australia.
music
I used
there.
to live in Australia. I lived in Brisbane.
Did you?
So I lived there for a year, and there's a lot of great festivals there.
Mm-hmm.
This is before I actually wrote my first song in Australia. So this is
Nice.
before I was really playing music in front of people. I was kind of just writing in my little apartment, doing my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked at music festivals. I was a bartender at music festivals.
Oh, really?
And I had a great time. It was an
Yeah,
awesome
I'm sure you
job,
did.
obviously.
That's amazing.
And that was one of the other things. That was before that Center 200 show. So like that was one of the other things that kind of pulled me into the idea of playing festivals and doing music as a living. I was like watching these huge artists and these massive 40, 50,000, person crowds. There was some pretty big festivals that I was doing these bartending gigs for, Splendor in the Grass and Big Day Out, and they're kind of your major festivals in Australia, more like the Oceaga of Canada, like these type of festivals.
Yeah.
But yeah, really that kind of thing really pulled me in over there, and they have a really great music scene that was really different from North America. That their indie rock scene, they got this cool dub reggae vibes over there. That are very different from the type of reggae here in the Caribbean. Cool R&B scene there, soul. Like Australia's got a really great music scene, so that was an inspiring place for me to kind of start off. And then I came back to Montreal and kind of made
took
that
influence and
I took that influence and took my own kind of maritime folk influence and put them together a little bit.
Yeah, and which is great because they can always create something unique, right? And
exactly.
flair to
So I'd really love to go back and tour Australia after having lived there.
Yeah.
Got a lot of friends there. It's a really beautiful place. It's like Canada.
Let me know when you're going because I'd like to go with you.
Of course.
I was there in the early '90s
tour
and I haven't
manager.
been back yet, but it's a great spot.
It is very similar to Canada.
Yeah.
But in the tropics.
They're wonderful people.
Yeah, they're great
They're
people.
wonderful people. So Mike McKenna Jr. can be found online, McKennaJr.com, would it be?
Yes.
Awesome. And streaming, downloads and all that stuff on all the
Everywhere
platforms.
you listen to music.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers, brother.
Yeah. So if we come back in a minute here, would you give us a little tune? Yeah,
Sure.
Awesome. Okay. You're watching CBMIC Backstage TV. Stay tuned. We're going to come right back and we're going to hear a tune right here from Mike McKenna Jr. Stick around.
She's my darling, Pacific Northwest bound. She lives inside my mind. She's the one that tried to drown me, and I struggle to get my head above the waves. But my darling pulled me under once again. Well, I raised the topsail, Pacific Northwest bound. I'm on the brink again. The bottles all around me, the cannons blazing, wind whips against my face, and my darling pulled me under once again. Whoa, there's something so beautiful. Whoa, there's something so beautiful when you're lying next to me. Whoa, copper sunrise, Pacific Northwest bound, I'm headed home again. Beneath the redwood crown with totems waving, the eagles got me in, but my darling pulled me under once again. Whoa, there's something so beautiful. Whoa, there's something so beautiful when you're lying next to me. Whoa, whoa,
Whoa. Loving that tune, man. Loving that tune.
Thanks, buddy.
Great to have you here. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's I know it's late and
Oh, no
everybody's
problem. I had a great weekend. This is my last thing
good way to
of
finish it
the
off.
entire ECMA, so
Awesome.
I'm
Right.
happy to finish it this way, man.
Right.
Thanks
Well,
for
listen,
having me.
all the best with everything. I hope we'll catch up soon, and I'm sure we will for sure.
Cheers.
Mike McKenna Jr. and Dwayne Ardacchio from CBMIC. We're signing off from CBMIC Backstage TV from Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island at the 2019 ECMAs. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and there's many more to check out. So check out CBMIC Backstage TV. We've got a lineup of great artists on there that you can check out and find out about what's going on with everybody and get some up close and personal performances. It's wonderful. I want to thank our sponsors, ACOA, the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, DCBA, Destination Cape Breton, Breton Brewing, 902 Advertising Group, and Rock Pixels Photography, and of course all the members of CBMIC for supporting us and working with us together to help support the Cape Breton music industry. Take care, folks.